I don't know what to say. I'm not sure how to start this other than, I don't know. So it's winter time. There's snow. You can. I don't know if you can see. No. Hold on. Stop. So it's winter time in most places on Earth. And during the winter, the weather is bad. We can't fly comfortably, but that doesn't mean we can't fly at all. But here's the thing. If you don't waterproof your quad, pretty much count on it getting wet, spazzing out, and blowing up. A flight controller, that's what happened with this. This is an X-Racer flight controller. I had it flying in the snow. It was fine. When I flew fine. I landed, I got a little water on it when I landed. Everything seemed okay. I put another battery in it, and like 30 seconds into the flight, it spazzed out and just started yawing uncontrollably and crashed into the snow and was covered. So that flight controller never came back. It's dead. So on my main system, I'm running a KISS flight controller, KISS ESCs, and I don't want to ruin these. I don't want to have to buy new ones. So what I'm going to do is waterproof it. So there's been a lot of talk on the net about that, which way is the best. I got Corrosion X, and I didn't even use it because it's a mess. It makes things really messy. So what we have here is Silicone Conformal Coating. And this is supposed to be really good stuff. You just paint it on like nail polish. So what we'll do is try that. I have my quad all apart. I'm not going to do the ESCs because they're covered in shrink tubing, and if I cut that off, then I have to desolder my wires and do the whole thing again. So all I'm going to do for that is just put more electrical tape around and seal them up pretty well. So I'll just, this is the first time I'm opening it, and it's child-proof, so it might be hard. Oh wait, there's a little bit of, there's black tape on it to keep it sealed up. So let me try to get that off. I have everything apart. This is supposed to be a really easy process. And if you need to solder after the fact, it'll just burn off, and then you can paint new stuff over the top of that when you're done. So I don't really want to read the directions. It should be clean. The surface should be nice and clean. So stand by. Hold on. I'll be right back. I'm going to wipe it off with alcohol. That's important. Okay, we're back. We've got the alcohol. You probably could skip this step, but if you skip it, it might not, the coating might not bond to the circuit boards very well if there's dirt on there. So it's always best to just take a few minutes and clean these off. This isn't the best way to clean it with a rag like this, because it can't really get in the deep crevices, but it should work enough. Just clean it off, put a little more on this corner so I can get into nooks and crannies. Does anyone say nooks and crannies anymore? Or did Grandma just say that? I'm not sure. So to get the underside, we got to do that too. This is probably, I don't know, this looks more important to get the bottom than the top to me. There's some parts down here that look pretty sensitive. I don't know enough about them to know what they are, but got to get all that. So let's see. Okay, so then I have my VTX. So I'll just wipe this down a little bit. Get everything. Now we don't want to put the coating in any of our connectors, because then we won't get a connection when we plug them in. So if you put it on your connections, the best thing to do is make the connections first and then maybe put it in there. I don't even know if I'm going to bother with that. Okay, so I forgot about my receiver. So let me get this off. I have an X4R FrSky receiver. They're pretty cool, but they come with like a paper cardboard around them. And that doesn't hold up when you start getting things wet, so that's just falling apart. So we're going to take that out, and then we'll just put some shrink tubing on this later. there. Double-sided, where is it? This stuff. If you're brand new to building quads, this stuff is your best friend. This is a Scotch brand, double-sided. It's like a cushiony double-sided tape. You can pretty much attach anything to your quad with that, and it will stay forever. Now, how do you get it off? If you put it on a nice flat surface, the way to get it off is to twist it, and it'll let loose. So there's a pro tip for you if you can't figure that out yourself. Twist. Make sure you twist it. Okay, so we're cleaning off all our boards. I'll clean all this stuff up later. What's left of the casing on my receiver. So now we could just start painting this. So I don't know how thick to put it on. I'll see how it goes on. Yeah, it flows pretty well. It stinks. I don't know if it stinks as much as nail polish remover or anything like that, but it's got an odor to it. You might want to make sure you're in a well-ventilated room, which I am not. Okay, so I got this side. Just get it in all these crevices. I don't know how long it'll take to dry, so we'll see. Now we'll get it on the top of our flight controller. Just paint it all over. Try to get everything shiny. So it lets you know where you've coated it because it's got a nice shine to it. You just paint it on. So there's lots of videos probably showing how to do this now because it is winter time. And if you're in a place where it's really cold and snowy and you haven't been able to fly, this is the way to do it. Now, before my flight controller blew up on my other quad, I didn't really care. I didn't see the problem. Oh, it'll dry off or whatever. Don't do that. It's stupid. You blow stuff up. It does. And then what can happen is it can go haywire in the middle of the air, and then you can crash and you can hurt someone. So try to do things to prevent that kind of situation. So we'll just keep painting this on. This is an SP3 VTX OSD combination from Dshot. If you can see, I've got some hot glue around the button and the display. They come out of the factory kind of weak. Those things will snap off if you don't take care of them. The hot glue is probably not the best solution for something that gets so warm, but I think it'll be okay. It hasn't really had any problems yet. So we're just painting this on. It seems to go on pretty well, nice and thick. So that looks pretty good. Now there are some connections on that I don't use, that I should fill, and I'll do that when actually I won't. Don't put it on connections. It's a bad idea because you might use them later. So we'll just get the bottom side. It seems like it's not totally dry yet on the receiver, but it's pretty dry. It's not going to flow when I flip it and do the other side. It's going to hold itself there. I can get this side here. Hold on, can't get that. Keep it in the camera. Just paint it on. Don't be afraid to put this on your electronics. It's not going to break them. It's just putting a coating on so that water can't get in there and short stuff out. That's what we don't want. We don't want anything shorting out. The Corrosion X apparently works. It's basically like spraying WD-40, which it's not the same thing as WD-40. It's completely different. But it's a mess. It's like spraying oil all over your stuff. And then you have to let it dry, and it just creates a big mess. It's apparently good stuff. It creates a layer. It's not just like oil and then it dries and goes away. it does bond to the surface and create some sort of barrier. Apparently it's good stuff. However, it's incredibly messy, and who wants to make a mess of their quad? So try to. Do you need to put a second coat on? That's a question that I have. I don't think you do. I think one coat is fine. As long as you cover it 100%, you'll be fine. The hardest part about this whole project is taking the quad apart and just getting everything opened up. Once we get them all bundled up nice and tight, we don't like to have to rip them all apart. But that's the hardest part. Just take a couple minutes, take everything apart, and put this stuff on. Then you can fly in the winter and not be afraid. The motors are fine. If you are worried about getting your motors wet, you don't have to. They're completely okay to get wet. The biggest part you have to worry about is if they get wet and they start corroding or something. But they can get wet. You can actually run motors underwater and they'll be fine. So don't worry about that. The other thing that I didn't do is cover my ESCs, and that's because I don't want to take all of this stuff off. I don't want to take the shrink tubing off. So for that, all you have to do really is wrap them tight with electrical tape. Make sure that, you know, if you do that, they're going to get enough airflow to stay cool. But just wrap them tight, and then water's not going to get in through there. And if it does, it's going to be hard to make its way all the way up to the ESC if you wrap them pretty good. That concludes this video. Goodbye.